Hey, what's up, everyone? So, Katoon is just a very excellent speedrunner. He has run tons of games blindfolded. For the beginning of this run in Yoshi's Island 2, I'm just going to talk about some general strats that he does. Uh, so, his main kind of thing is he's going to be relying on the rhythm of the music. I'm not sure he uses any specific music cues. He told me he uses beats from the music. So, for example, he'll run to the right for 2 beats, or he'll jump right for 3 beats, spin jump for 5 beats, etc. It's very impressive. Gonna wait for him to get started. Oh, where we go. So Yoshi's Island 2 is a pretty straightforward level. There's not a lot of pits, and it's not too hard to avoid most of the enemies. We're resetting. He's been doing SMW Blindfolded since spring 2017. He was challenged by Blue Saint to beat Panga's previous blindfolded world record of 15:59. And currently, Katoon's PB is a 12:25. Which is a several minute time loss. Throughout the whole run, he's basically gonna find the right balance between speed and safety. He doesn't want to sacrifice safety for speed in a lot of cases. Like Donut Plains 1, he hasn't gotten too consistent with flying over a level, so he's usually going to use spin flying if he flies at all. He'll often switch between normal and spin jumps to get different heights that'll work better for certain platforms, and you won't have to guess where he is. And the current level, Yoshi's Island 3, he believes is definitely one of the hardest levels, top 3 hardest levels. This level is really long and super fast paced. His timing has to be really accurate so he doesn't get lost. He's got many intentional D-boosts. He tries to keep himself not too close to the edges of the platform, but as you can see, those last couple jumps, he got really close, so it's very impressive. Getting that level first try has got to be... He's got to be happy now. Yoshi's Island 4 has this current going to the left, so he's probably going to want to stay out of the water as much as he can. And it's definitely much faster than stay out of the water. But in a couple places, like there, he's going to grab the shell and get in the water on purpose, because with the shell, he'll jump out automatically, instead of having the time the jump button to get out. In Iggy's castle, there's a couple doors, but a lot of them are very close to walls. And he's got a strat set up where he can run against the wall and do a small spin jump to the left, and he'll usually make it. Maybe with some trial and error. That was a very nice cage jump. He's pretty close to that Koopa. There we see that door entry. And you saw he got the big Mario. He's going to go for Fire Flower. With his strats, he saves about 1.5 seconds using fire to kill Iggy. And it's much safer. Don't have to time weird jumps and then figure out where Iggy is. You just gotta Get him right away. You've got the added bonus of having the midway there for you. Very good. So we've got a cutscene here. Some other general stuff. Compared to his PB, he does have a couple time saves left. He's saying he made a mistake grabbing a Yoshi instead of a key at the end of Star World 2 and lost about 9 seconds. And he can optimize some more door entries. He's thinking he can get about a 12-15 with his current strats, but would have to upgrade some other stuff in order to go lower than that. And here in Donut Plains 1, we're going to see him spin flying instead of normal flying, like I said. It's a little tough to perfectly fly every time. Well, yeah, Mario flies at weird speeds, and depending on if he got a fast speed or a slow speed, which he wouldn't be able to tell, he could end up in some pretty wildly different spaces. So instead, he's going to hold the jump button for a specific amount of beats each time, and make it right in the keyhole as planned. Donut Secret 1 he thinks is the most inconsistent level because it's kind of awkward knowing where you are with vertical movement. And he's going to be spinning the whole time just like this, just to make sure he doesn't hit any fish. He's going to run into walls a lot of the time just so the position doesn't get run off, and I believe he skipped the pipe on purpose. I'm not sure. It wouldn't be too easy to grab that shell in there. He's going to put this P-switch in the corner so he can hit it without losing it. And next we have Donut Secret House coming up, which could, if he has any mistakes, like I said, he's going to have to reset and do those last 2 levels again. These boo rings here are change based on... So the next boo ring is going to start in the same position that one left off, but it's going the opposite direction. And the same would happen for if he died and entered the level again. So then all the boo rings would be totally whack. And it's just simpler to reset and try again. The thing about this level too is that the music is very strange and it's a bit hard to find consistent beats going on, and in the second room the music changes as well. And he's gonna time these blue blocks so they hit Big Boo. Like, it's not gonna be close. It's gonna hit him right in the middle. This run is definitely going very well. I'm sure he's very relieved to get that level first try. He seems super worried about it. You lose well over a minute by making any mistake in it, pretty much. Stalled one's pretty easy. All he has to do is jump down a hole correctly and then just go to the right. He did it. The legend. Absolutely fantastic. Star World 2 is going to be pretty much the same. Not exactly sure what he uses as a cue to go down. I could check his strat document here. He just has some kind of music cue to go downwards here. And he's going to throw Yoshi to the left and in the pit on purpose there. So he just definitely does not grab Yoshi instead of the key. Stall 3 can be pretty tricky getting into this hole, and he nails it. Oh, oh. We're going over here instead. I don't know exactly what the issue was here. Ah, he must have just gone with a start over instead of risking messing around with where he was up there. He thinks this level is pretty straightforward, just another spin fly level. Very nice. Bowser's Castle, he thinks, is another one of the top 3 hardest levels. One of the hardest parts is getting in these doors because none of them are against walls. So he's really just going to have to know where they are, and I think we'll probably see some backups if he has any issues. Man, yeah, he nailed it there, but if he was going for door flight, he was a bit too slow getting in, so we're just going to climb across the cage. And he gets in that one pretty fast. Very good. No door issues this castle, it seems. Looks like he's gonna make it through. In that door 5, he specifically waits 14.5 beats in the music before running under the crushers. Dark Room can be a little tricky because the music becomes silent for a little bit and then the rhythm speeds up. So he spins the jump with the initial rhythm. Or he times the jump. He's going to be doing some pretty fast cape kill hits in the Bowser fight. And throwing the second one up right away. He's not going to be doing ball skip or anything. These these flame, the first position they spawn is pretty much luck, and the stereo sound helps them figure out where they are. They appear left to right, so it's pretty smart for him to fly up, and he can cape cancel the first one if needed, and then he can spin jump off the rest and not have any issues. That one Star Wars 3 mistake is most likely too much for any PB. Certainly over 15 seconds. Oh, man. He had a little issues with the luck fire again. So he's going to go back to Starworld 1, I think, and get the backup cape, which is to the left. That's a big bummer. He wrote here that that was a 10% chance of happening that he'd get hit, and that loses pretty much 3 minutes. Time to see all those perfect doors again. Let's do it. It's the thing about Blindfolded, man. A lot of these time losses can be pretty big. This was one of the 3 things he put under his biggest risks, along with dying to Iggy and messing up in the Donut Secret House, like I said. Pretty solid Bowser's Castle once again. Weren't too many issues there, if any. Let's get some praise for this Bowser fight. Ah. Looks like he messed up the inputs on that first flight there, and he's just gonna have to try it again. It's already too late at that point to do anything else. Accidentally entered Starled 2 instead of 1. I don't recall if the stars make sounds when you walk on them, so that could be tricky if they don't. You'd think I'd know at this point, right? This is pretty much a glitchless run, yeah. He does not go for orb or cloud. No major glitches, if you will. Technically, no, because if you want to consider zips a glitch, he didn't even do those. It'd be pretty difficult blindfolded. The orb glitch is when you take Yoshi to any level with, I think, a clapping chuck. Like, in this run, you would see in Yoshi's Island 1, you'd go into Yoshi's Island 2 first to grab Yoshi in the midway point, and then you'd go into Yoshi's Island 1, grab a fire flower, and eat the clapping chuck. And the orb is the same as the orb from the Sunken Ghost ship, and it ends the level as soon as you collect it. So you can get that in your item box in a couple different levels, and in this case you would use it in Iggy's castle. Saves like 15 seconds. The cloud glitch would be probably much harder than orb for blindfolded, though I don't really know much about what goes into a good blindfolded level or a horrible one, so I'm not sure how viable grabbing an orb would be, but would probably be way more viable than cloud. Cloud involves a lot of very specific movement, but cloud does save, what, like 50-ish seconds? You're able to skip most of Bowser's animations in this fight here, and dear God, he's so close to that fire. That was wild. Let's go, Katun. Very nice. One more phase. We're gonna have to show him a clip of that fire. That was insane. playing around the corner here. Whoa! One more. Nice. Very good. Very good. He had a couple worse practice runs, but I'm sure he's happy enough with this time. It's probably frustrating dying in Bowser a couple times. Dying anywhere a couple times gotta be frustrating, but very excellent blindfolded run from Katoon. Any finished blindfolded run is just awesome. Definitely check out Katoon if you're interested in more blindfolded stuff. He plays all types of games. Very cool. And also definite shoutouts to Panga, who did the initial blindfolded runs. And also to Blue Saint, who challenged Katoon to beat it. I think we're going to get Katoon in here in a minute as well. He does own a mic. He did not want to talk during a blindfolded run. He's got lots of listening to do to that music.
Yo, yo.
Hey, that was nice.
That was not horrible. That was not bad.
Do you have any idea how close you were to that flame in phase 2?
Well, it's maybe one frame. Sorry, 1 pixel. I mean,
you
the
were
thing
definitely inside of it the whole time.
All right. Wait,
It
you're
was
talking about
on top of you.
you're talking about the first one, the first flames.
Okay, yeah.
Because the thing is, sometimes you have bad RNG and sometimes you have good RNG with that. Sometimes it's the timing is just a bit off with the flight. It's like 10% inconsistent Bowser, and that is the I don't know. If I would have been really salty if it wasn't for that one little fail in like the flying up in the shaft in Star World 3, because then it would have been PB pace. But yeah,
happens.
It happens. It was a nice run. I mean, one of the better runs I've had recently. So
yeah, if you check that clip Cyclone posted, people in chat enjoyed that one. Must have been hot in that castle.
Let me check it right away. The flame.
Very nice
yeah.
job doing deathless or mistakeless at least up to Star World 3 though. That was excellent.
I see what happens there. I think I started to fly a bit early. And therefore didn't bounce on the flame, because if you dive down and the flame is still in the air, then you can bounce on it, and that happened I think in the first attempt. First time I tried Bowser. Second time was just a bit too late, so timing mistake. It happens. Anyway, I think we're a bit ahead of schedule now, probably by 5 or 10 minutes.
You have single-handedly saved the marathon.
I think that's Hulk who did that. Absolutely. Anyway, thanks a lot for commentating, Reza, and yeah, thanks for having me here on the show, guys. And yeah, there's gonna be more Blindfolded, by the way, for anyone who wants to see more at SNES Superstars. I think it's Friday, just after midnight. Rising Player will do Street Fighter 2 Blindfolded on hardest difficulty. Definitely worth watching. As are all the other runs, of course. I think we're let's see, who's next? Wasn't it Picante doing Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels?
Yeah, next up.
I'll be covering that as well, so that's fine.
Sure.
Good run, by the way. That was a very good run.
Hope it was fun to watch. Yeah. I have a very, very dry throat now, always after Blindfolded runs. I have no idea why, even though it's so short.
Sheer concentration.
I guess that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know, this category is just pretty brutal. Any slight timing mistake, or yeah, it's usually just timing mistake, it's leads to a death or do something like what happened in Star World 3, just a major time loss, and that's red PB. But it's just kind of fun grinding because it's such a short category, and of course the same counts for visual. 11 exit. It's I think it's very fun to just grind and yeah.
What did happen in Star World 3? Did you just not hit the block as expected, so you bailed?
What happened is that I heard this bonking sound, and that means I hit the ceiling, so that must have been because it's pretty much always that you know, the shaft has these two walls, and then the right wall on the bottom. So I wasn't in the shaft, right? I wasn't up there, or was I?
You just barely missed spinning the block.
Okay, because that's weird, because I definitely heard the bonking sounds. So I kind of wanted to prevent further time loss, because I thought I didn't make it up the shaft, so... And then finishing the level instead of dying. Well, I guess safety strats for a marathon, otherwise would have tried maybe and reset, but... Anyway, Bowser was unfortunate, so... Just not really chance of PB anyway. So yeah. That's Blindfolded for you.
Very good run. Thank you for having me on too.
Yeah, thank you for commentating again. It's I was a bit a tiny bit worried because it's nobody actually runs this category actively at the moment, like this actual runs. There's actually 4 people at the moment who are preparing runs, or who are in their stratting phase basically. So I really would like to see runs from other people in the future. There's 3 runs on the leaderboard right now. Panga and Dota have also finished runs, and yeah. So I hereby would like to invite anyone to try.
I know how you feel on that active runner thing.
I mean, yeah, it's always the case with small categories. You always kind of would love there to be more runners, but yeah, it's a pretty exhausting category. So it's not the thing is with Blindfolded, it's really not as difficult as some people think it is, but it is kind of exhausting. Like I never do runs or attempts for longer than 1.5 or 2 hours at a time. It's just then your concentration starts to fade really really quickly. Yeah, so world record is 12:25 indeed, and that run has just a single mistake at the end of Star World 2. What happened is I threw the Yoshi basically onto the key at the end, and then accidentally re-grabbed the Yoshi instead of the key and tried to drag the Yoshi into the keyhole. Well, it doesn't fit. It didn't fit apparently. So that was like a 10-second time loss. The rest was no mistakes. So yeah, it's even though they're about the same size, I guess. But yeah, so 12:15 or 12:16 is possible with the current strats. But yeah, I'm sure that some people would like maybe Dota or Blue Saint or Nazric, they would come up with other strats that I really hadn't thought of that are really safe, because it's really kind of balancing out balancing out the risk with consistency, or balancing, how do you say that, risk with speed, basically. Also, it's kind of a tradition after blindfolded runs to show the blindfolds. It's not transparent.
Personally, I prefer to put a box on my head.
Well, there's been a lot of variations. Like, people have been quite creative with that. Runner guy, the Ocarina of Time blindfolded guy, he did use the pillowcase, or 2 pillowcases, I believe.
Amazing.
And yeah, Brazian player uses a scarf from a certain beer brands. That's a really thick, comfortable scarf. So yeah. Indeed, a race would be awesome next year, a race of this category. And yeah, at the Ghost House, I felt like the timing was off for actually the final throw of the Big Boo, and I was very afraid that I was gonna throw the block to the left instead of to the right. Like, it failed off, and like this 1 second before I hit him, I was afraid that I was gonna lose 3 minutes, because the thing, yeah, in the Ghost House, if you mess anything up, you have to go back, you have to reset and go back to the Donut Plains 1.
Well,
do the whole second
good
again.
thing we didn't have to see that. And now looks like we're ready to switch over to Picante's runs.
All right, good luck, Picante. Good luck all the other
Good
runners.
luck.
Thanks for watching.